Hello everyone. Hello. My name is Emma Larkin. Welcome to Story Time. So today I am here to read you some lovely stories. Isn't that going to be great fun? I am really excited about reading these books to you, and I hope you are too. I love reading books. It's one of my most favorite things to do. And I love going to the library. And the lovely people in Kerry Library, they asked me to come here today and to read some stories for you. Would that be nice? Yes, I think so. Okay, let's get started. So, I have lots of books here. Wait till you see all my books. Lots of lovely books. But today, we will have time to just read 2 books. So today, the first book I'm going to read for you, it's a book by me, Emma Larkin, and it's called Izzy's Magical Football Adventure. Now, can you all see this here? That's Izzy's Magical Football Adventure. And like I said, it's written by myself, Emma Larkin. So before we start, I'll tell you a little bit about Izzy. Izzy is a 7-year-old girl who lives in Ireland, and she loves all sport, especially Gaelic football. So Izzy plays football in her back garden with her brothers all the time, just like all of you do, I'm sure. And Izzy dreams of playing for her county one day in the All-Ireland Ladies Football Final in Croke Park when she is older. So that's her dream. Izzy wants to play in Croke Park. So one day, Izzy puts on her great-grandmother's bracelet, which is made of old All-Ireland medals that her great-grandmother won a long time ago. Something unexpected and magical happens when she puts on this bracelet. So will Izzy's Croke Park dream come true? So, will we find out? Will we start reading all about Izzy and her magical football adventure? I think so. I think it's time to find out. Now, so here we go. Now, so this is the first page. And here we can see Izzy out in the back garden with her 3 brothers, and they're playing football. "Pass the ball, Izzy!" Patrick shouted at me across the garden. He was in a good position to score a goal, so it made sense to pass to him. We were playing 2 against 2 football with our 2 brothers. Patrick is 9, I am 7, David is 12, and Robert is 5. David gets to play with Robert as he's the youngest and David's the oldest. So it's only fair that the oldest has to be on a team with the youngest, who sometimes cries if he doesn't get the ball. What a baby. I hopped the ball and I was about to make a quick run to get in a better position to pass to Patrick. But as I hopped the ball, David came out of nowhere and he grabbed the ball in his 2 hands, grabbed it from me. He ran as fast as lightning and he passed it to Robert, who was just waiting up by the goal. David always makes it easy peasy for him. Robert managed to score a goal. I don't know how, because he can be such a baby and sometimes he can't even kick a point over the bar. "Izzy, why didn't you pass sooner?" Patrick roared at me, stomping his feet. He hated being beaten, and so did I, especially by my younger brother. We were now losing by 2 goals and 5 points to 1 goal and 2 points. We needed to up our game. We were playing in our back garden. That's their back garden. We live in the countryside in Ireland. All 4 of us want to play on our county team when we get older. We play for our club at the moment, and we all have dreams of wearing our county jersey. So the game started again. This time I passed to Patrick. He hopped the ball and he started soloing up the field. I ran with him. I was waiting for a pass for that all-important goal that we so badly needed. I got in a great position right in front of goal. Robert, of course, was nowhere to be seen. David caught Patrick on the run, so Patrick was forced to pass to me. That was fine, as I was in a great position. I grabbed the ball and I went to kick it. Then I don't know how, maybe I was distracted by Robert shouting something in the background, but I miskicked the ball. I didn't kick it properly and it went wide. It was an awful miss. Oh, I really should have scored. David started laughing at me. Look at him there laughing at me. And Patrick was so mad. Next thing, Mom came out of the house and said, "Come on guys, dinner is ready." "Oh no, Mom, please," I shouted, "just a few more minutes." "Oh, hard luck, Izzy," David laughed. "Loser again." "It's all your fault, Izzy," Patrick whispered as he walked past me, heading in for dinner. "No, it's not," I shouted. I was getting so mad. "It's not fair, because David is older than us and we have no chance." All the boys had gone in and sat down for dinner by now. I was still out in the garden. Look, there I am, looking sad. I was so frustrated. It was very hard having 3 brothers. They were so mean. And how was I ever going to be able to play for my county ladies football team if I couldn't even win against my own 3 brothers? Izzy looks sad. Doesn't she look sad? I think things are going to get better in this story for Izzy. Here's her boots. Look at her lovely football boots. So Mom called me to come in for dinner. I couldn't face sitting down at the table with those boys. It was just too much. I knew that I was going to get in trouble with Mom, but by now I just didn't care. "I'm not eating dinner, Mom," I shouted. "Oh, Izzy, you will have to go to your room if you're going to shout like that," Mom said. "Good," I shouted again. "I want to go to my room." And I stomped up the stairs, making as much noise as I could. I was so mad. But as I went into my room, something caught my eye on my bed. What could it be? Glinting in the sunshine coming in the window was my great-grandmother's bracelet. Mom had given it to me earlier and I had left it on my bed. And there it was now, glinting in the sunshine. The sun was bouncing off it and it was sparkling. This was not just any normal bracelet. My great-grandmother had won 3 All-Ireland medals for her county and she had them made into a bracelet. She had given the bracelet to my mom, and just this morning my mom had given it to me, saying that she would love for me to have it as I love football so much and it might inspire me and bring me luck. Look, there's the lovely medals on the bracelet. Aren't they lovely and sparkly and shiny, boys and girls? I think they look really, really special, don't they? I think something interesting is going to happen. So Izzy said, "I love the bracelet because I love jewellery and I love sport." So it was just the 2 mixed together. It was old, but it was so shiny with interesting pictures and writing on it. I held it in my hand. Some of the writing was a bit blurry, so I rubbed at one of the medals to try and read what it said. See, Izzy's rubbing at the medals. I kept rubbing, as it was hard to get rid of the stain blocking the writing. All of a sudden, Get ready now, boys and girls, something exciting is going to happen. All of a sudden, the room started to spin and swirl. Bright lights flashed, and I was sucked into a black tunnel. It was as if I was leaving my room by magic. I couldn't believe what was happening. The tunnel was dark, but there were starry lights flashing and faint music playing, and I could hear cheering. I was being pulled along as if I was flying. The next thing I knew, everything went bright. I was standing up again. I looked down and I was standing on perfectly smooth grass. Wow, what's going on here? Stranger again, I was wearing our county jersey and shorts and my brand new football boots. I looked up and I was standing on a huge football pitch, really big, huge football pitch, surrounded by lots of other girls, also wearing full county gear, all the jerseys. And there were other girls, like another team, wearing our rival county gear. So another team wearing different gear. There were huge stands all around the pitch with loads of people, full of people, waving flags and cheering. I couldn't believe it. Look, there she is. There's Izzy. And look at her jersey and her shorts and her brand new boots and her gloves. And look, there's other girls wearing the same jersey as her. Looks a little bit like a Kerry jersey, boys and girls, don't you think? I think it looks like the Kerry colours. And there's another girl wearing a different colour jersey, which I think looks a bit like Dublin, doesn't it? It's a blue colour, if anyone knows the Dublin jerseys. So there's Izzy, standing on a pitch. Where do you think she could be? Because something very exciting is happening here, isn't it, boys and girls? So we'll go back to the story. I was standing in the middle of, Crow Park during a ladies' football game against another team, our great rivals. But unbelievably, I was wearing all our county gear. Was it possible? Was I on the county team? Was I playing for my county? I seemed to have grown very tall, and all the other girls looked to be grown-ups. This was amazing. It must have had something to do with my great-grandmother's bracelet, I thought. All of a sudden, I also realised that I was holding the ball. I looked up at the scoreboard. We were losing by 3-10 to 3-8. So that means we were losing, but just by 2 points. I looked at the scoreboard again. There were only 2 minutes left on the clock. So there's only 2 minutes left in the football game, and Izzy's team are losing by just 2 points. Izzy, pass! A girl shouted to me. Let's do what we practiced in training, she said. I seemed to somehow know that her name was Mary, but I had no idea what we practiced in training. Ooh. So I passed to her, and something inside me said, run with her. So I did. I ran along beside her, and I shouted to her, what did we practice in training, Mary? What do you need me to do? What you do best, Izzy, she grinned at me. Run like the wind and score a goal so that we can win this. I'll get you in a good position and you do the rest. I don't know if I can, Mary, I said. I don't think I am who you think I am. You're Izzy, our goal-scoring superstar, she roared. Of course you can do it. I believe in you. So there's Izzy, guys. Do you see her? She's running and she looks determined, doesn't she? Do you think she's going to score that goal? She looks like she really wants to. So we'll turn the page and we'll find out. By now, we were fast approaching the goal. The time was ticking down on the clock. One of the players on the other team was bearing down on Mary. I suddenly knew where I had to position myself. It was now or never. I thought about how fast I had to be to get past my brothers, and I ran faster again, passing 2 opposition players. I got there, into space, a great position. As she promised, Mary delivered the perfect pass. I grabbed the ball firmly, I watched for the keeper's position, I swerved around her and I blasted the ball into the net. Goal! Goal! Everyone's cheering. Izzy scored her goal. Isn't that great, boys and girls? Isn't that just brilliant? The referee blew her whistle and the match was over. We had won by 1 point. My teammates came flying towards me, hugging me and lifting me up. Champions of Ireland, they roared. I couldn't believe it. This was the All-Ireland final. Look, and I had just scored the winning goal. It was the best moment of my life. Look, boys and girls, there she is. There's Izzy and all her teammates, and they're lifting her up and they're cheering and shouting. Doesn't that look like great fun? So we were presented with the cup and everyone was singing and parading around the pitch. Next thing, I saw 3 young men who looked a bit familiar coming over to me. It was David, Patrick and Robert, and Mom and Dad were coming behind them. David, Patrick and Robert were so happy. They all hugged me and they lifted me up again. I knew you could do it, David said. You just had to believe in yourself. See, all the games with us in the back garden, they paid off. I always remember, said Mom, how you changed from that day when you had that tantrum in the back garden when you were 7 and you wouldn't eat your dinner. From then on, you became so positive and determined. Oh, if only you knew, Mom, I thought. All of a sudden, the pitch started swirling and I could see the black tunnel. This is it, I thought. I'm going back home. The black tunnel took me back to my bedroom. Everything was just the same. The magic medals were still in my hand, and I could hear the boys laughing and joking downstairs at the dinner table. I ran downstairs straight away. Oh, I'm sorry I had a tantrum, Mom. Can I eat my dinner now? I said. Of course you can, said Mom. Good girl for saying sorry. I know it's hard playing against your brothers, but you should just enjoy playing. Don't get caught up on winning all the time. That will happen too, but you should just enjoy your sport. I know, Mom, I said. I will. So there's Izzy. Look, she's at the dinner table. See her brothers? They're all eating their dinner and she's back at home like nothing ever happened. But we know it did, don't we? So the last bit of the story, boys and girls. Robert says, "What were you doing upstairs, Izzy?" asked Robert. "I was winning in All-Ireland," I said with a wink. "Oh, stop making up stories, Izzy," said Patrick. "Just you wait and see, Patrick," I said. "I'm going to win an All-Ireland medal for my county one day." And that's it, boys and girls. That's the story of Izzy's magical football adventure. So I hope you all enjoyed listening to that story. I'm sure lots of you love playing football or hurling or camogie or soccer or basketball. Or some of you might just love running around in the back garden or playing on your swings or your trampoline. Because it's great fun, boys and girls, to be outside and to run around and be active. And then it's lovely to come back in and snuggle up on the couch and look at a book and read it with your mom and dad, or just look at the lovely pictures in the books. There's some beautiful books out there. So I hope you all enjoyed Izzy's magical football adventure. And now I'm going to read another book by a different author. Now, so this book is called Johnny Magory and the Game of Rounders. And this book is by another Emma. It's by Emma-Jane Leeson, and it's illustrated by Kim Shaw. And I know Emma-Jane Leeson, and she's a lovely person and a great writer, and she writes lovely stories about Johnny Magory and his adventures. So today we're going to read about Johnny Magory and the Game of Rounders. Now, some of you might know what Rounders is. Rounders is a really fun game, but if you don't, that's fine, because you'll find out during the story. Now, here we go. Now, I'll tell you a story about Johnny Magory and the adventures he has with his trusty dog, Rory. He's a clever boy who's 6 years old. He's usually good, but he's sometimes bold. Every year around July, it's time for Johnny to go to the bog to get the turf and bring it home to warm his family and the dog. In wintertime in Ireland, it can be very icy cold, so you cut your turf from the peat, a tradition from old. I'm sure lots of you boys and girls know all about cutting turf, don't you? There's lots of turf in Kerry. So Johnny gets his exploring clothes, his wellies and his orange hat. He helps his mammy pack sandwiches and some drinks to go with that. Looks yummy. With sun cream on and insect spray, they all hop into the jeep. And with trusty Rory strapped in too, they head off with a beep beep. Once they arrive, Mommy and Daddy waste no time, getting to work, footing the turf up and down the line. And as Johnny is helping, he hears a familiar sound. He knows exactly who it is before he even turns around. It's Finn the hare, his good old friend, boxing the air. He gestures to Johnny and Rory to follow him if they dare. Finn Hare is super quick as they chase him through the purple heather. They run so fast the bog cotton rises as if it's stormy weather. They jump the ditches and climb the piles as quickly as they can. Where's Finn Hare taking us, Johnny wonders. What's his plan? They hear cheering in the distance. It sounds like tons of fun. Johnny and Rory can't wait to find out what's at the end of this run. They race around a gorse bush and stop dead in their tracks. All their animal friends are there, holding red baseball bats. They're having a game of rounders with batters, bases and the rest. Lord Stag is there, is the pitcher, Miss Squirrel on his back. Teamwork at its best. Johnny loves rounders. He can't believe his good luck. He asks the guys, "Can I join in?" Of course, they say, "Line up." Lord Stag and Miss Squirrel fire the slitter. Johnny belts it with his bat, and off he runs as fast as he can around the first and second mat. He's heading towards the third base, and Johnny's pretty sure he's safe. But Mr. Frog catches the ball, and he has his leg in the right place. "You're out," he shouts to Johnny. "Hard luck, Macara," he chatters. "Not to worry," grins Johnny. "It's playing, not winning, that matters." Mr. Frog is next up to take the bat, and he really belts the ball. Miss Grouse and Hen Harrier scramble to catch it, hoping not to fall. Their eyes are busy in the air and not on the ground. They tumble into each other and feathers flutter around. And when Lord Stag gets up to bat, he does it with a mighty swoop. He's so eager to get to first base that he trips over his hoof. Bump! Finn Hare is quick as a flash and gets the fastest ever home run by zipping by all the bases to huge cheers from everyone. The hours are flying by because Johnny is having such fun. The dragonflies are dancing to celebrate each home run. But Rory has super hearing and he can hear a faint shout. It doesn't take him long to realise it's Mommy and Daddy giving out. Woof woof! It's time to go. Mammy was yelling for them. Oh no, says Johnny. I'm going to be in trouble again. Good luck, everyone. We've got to run. Thanks so much for the game. We had a ball and a blast. We're so happy that we came. Finn Hare brings them back to where they first set out. Johnny sees his man, Daz, searching frantically about. He gets into a bit of trouble for not doing his work. It's all hands on deck when you're footing the turf. He says he's really sorry, but he winks at Rory with a grin. How could he have passed up a game of rounders with Finn? Mammy lays out the picnic blanket and Daddy pours the tea flask. They sit down to have their lunch in the beautiful purple moor grass. And that's the end of Johnny Magory and the game of rounders. Look at all his lovely friends. Look at Lord Stag and Finn Hare, the frog and the dragonfly. So I hope you enjoyed hearing all about Johnny Magory's adventures, boys and girls. And I hope to be back soon to see you on another story time. Bye.